Every single night, you live an entire second life. You see places you've never been. You talk to people you've never met. You feel emotions so real, they wake you up. You fall. You fly. You lose someone you love, and the grief feels completely real. And then your alarm goes off, and within 2 minutes, it's gone. Not blurry, not faded, gone. Like someone reached into your head and deleted it while you were still lying there. And here's what nobody tells you. That deletion wasn't an accident. Your brain erases your dreams on purpose. And by the end of this video, you'll understand exactly why. And it will change how you think about your own mind forever. But before we get there, there's something even stranger happening while you sleep. Something scientists only confirmed a few years ago. It involves a group of neurons that were supposed to be about hunger. And what they found is one of the most unsettling discoveries in modern neuroscience. We'll get to all of it, but let's start with the chemistry. When you're awake right now, your brain is flooded with two key chemicals, norepinephrine and serotonin. Think of them as your brain's recording crew. Their job is to tag experiences as important and move them into long-term storage. Without them, nothing sticks. Now here's the first thing that should surprise you. The moment you enter REM sleep, the stage where almost all of your dreaming happens, the neurons that produce norepinephrine go completely silent. Not reduced, silent. Levels drop to nearly zero. Serotonin follows. Your brain is running on a skeleton crew of chemicals, and the machinery it normally uses to build memories turned off. So your dreams are playing out in vivid detail, emotions, images, full narratives inside a brain that has deliberately switched off its own recording system. You're watching a movie with no camera rolling, and you might think, okay, that explains it. The chemicals are off, so memories don't form. Simple enough. But that's not the whole story. And what comes next is the part that genuinely changes things. Because in 2019, a team of neuroscientists at the NIH and Hokkaido University discovered that your brain doesn't just passively fail to record dreams. It actively sends a signal to destroy them. They were studying a cluster of neurons deep in the hypothalamus, a region most associated with appetite and basic survival. These neurons produce a molecule called melanin-concentrating hormone, MCH. What they found was this. Over 52% of MCH neurons fire specifically during REM sleep. And when they traced where these neurons send their signals, they found something that stopped them cold. Long axons running directly into the hippocampus, your brain's memory center delivering one single message: inhibit. While you dream, a dedicated population of neurons is actively suppressing the one structure responsible for forming new memories. To confirm this, the researchers used genetic tools to turn MCH neurons on and off in mice. When they activated MCH neurons during memory tasks, the mice forgot things they had just learned. When they turned the neurons off during REM sleep, memory improved dramatically. Let that sink in for a second. You don't forget your dreams because your sleeping brain is too weak or too passive to hold them. You forget your dreams because there are specific neurons firing on a specific schedule whose apparent biological purpose is to make sure your dreams don't survive into morning. This is not a bug. This is a system. Which immediately raises the question that should be bothering you right now. Why would evolution build a machine specifically designed to erase your own experiences every single night? This is where it gets philosophically uncomfortable. In 2024, a research team led by Jing Zhang at UC San Diego published a study in Scientific Reports that reframed the entire question. They had participants complete emotional memory tasks before and after a full night of sleep, recording their dreams on waking. What they found was striking. Only the people who remembered their dreams showed measurable reductions in emotional reactivity the next morning. The people who forgot their dreams entirely, their emotional response to the same stimuli remained just as high. The researchers called it evidence that we dream to forget. Not that forgetting is a side effect of dreaming, but that forgetting is the point. Here's what that means. Your brain needs to process the emotional weight of your experiences without permanently re-encoding every detail. You need to feel the fear, rehearse the loss, work through the anxiety, and then let the raw narrative dissolve. keeping only the emotional residue. Think about what happens if that system fails. You'd wake up with full, vivid memories of every nightmare, every grief, every threat that felt real at 3 a.m. You wouldn't be able to separate what happened in sleep from what happened in life. The forgetting isn't a failure of your brain. It's your brain protecting you from itself. But there's one more layer to this, and it might be the strangest part of all. A 2025 study published in Communication Psychology tracked over 200 people for 15 days, monitoring their sleep with wearable devices while they reported their dreams every single morning. The researchers wanted to know why some people consistently remember their dreams while others almost never do. What they found wasn't about sleep duration. It wasn't about dream vividness. The three strongest predictors of dream recall were your attitude toward dreams, your tendency to mind wander during the day, and how much time you spend in lighter sleep stages close to waking. In other words, whether you remember your dreams isn't random. It's a cognitive profile. People who daydream more, who already run an active internal narrative during waking hours, who naturally reflect those people, are more likely to intercept a fragment of dream before the MCH neurons finish their work. Some people are literally better at catching their own brain mid-erasure. And that means every morning when you wake up with nothing, no dream, no image, no feeling of having been anywhere, it isn't that nothing happened. It's that your brain completed its job perfectly. The emotional processing ran, the narratives dissolved, the chemical crew packed up and left before you opened your eyes. So here is what actually happens every single night. Your brain enters REM sleep and shuts down the chemicals it needs to build memories. A dedicated population of neurons fires up and actively suppresses your hippocampus. Your brain runs a full emotional processing session, working through fears, rehearsing loss, filing away the feeling of experiences without the content. And then, within 2 minutes of waking, the inhibition lifts, the chemicals flood back in, and everything that existed in that neurochemical void dissolves like it was never there. It wasn't one thing. It was a deliberate, layered biological system built to let you feel everything and remember almost nothing. Every person alive goes through this every single night. Every dream you've ever had, every impossible place you've visited, every person you've spoken to in sleep, almost all of it erased by design. Not because your brain was too weak to hold it, but because your brain decided on purpose that you were better off without it. And now you have to ask yourself something. If your brain is running an emotional processing system every night, filing away feelings, dissolving narratives, quietly shaping who you are by morning, how much of the person you woke up as today was actually built in a place you'll never remember? That answer is in the next video.